I'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. We're here with Hanna, and the topic du jour is Park Heights and the redevelopment of Park Heights. Mr. Hanna, there's been a lot of talk about it in the news, but from my research through Be More News, you have the answers. I remember years ago you took me to the person responsible for displacing Park Heights residents, who was formerly responsible for displacing East Side residents. And we made noise, nobody listened. So where are we today?
We're in the same place we were 10 years ago.
Where's the money?
Money's in the same place it was 10 years ago.
This week we saw elected officials on television talking about the plans for Park Heights as if this is something new. How long has it been?
It's been 30 years. It's been 30 years. We've had the latest master plan in Park Heights. It's been since 2006. Nothing's been developed in Park Heights.
So why do I see politicians on television acting as if they've been working very hard? I even saw, with all due respect, I saw the mayor standing up for it. I'm confused.
Well, when you have the city's agency there, that had an agency that's had 5 directors in the last 10 years, there's no continuity of leadership. So every time there's a new director, the plan starts over.
Is this Park Heights Renaissance?
Right. And so while they come in with great initiatives, great desire, but there's not a lot that happens after that. And I don't know if it's because of the handcuffs that maybe put on the organization, but I'm hopeful, and I'll say this candidly, I'm hopeful that under this new leadership, that hopefully that they'll get something done. But in lieu of that, in lieu of all of that, we have an organization that's been there for 21 years, which I run. And now that we have new development plans, new funding, private capital, all of those things. So those things you'll start to see. You'll start seeing a lot of things. We've done about 65 homes in Park Heights now. We got a couple new schools that are done there now. A couple funding for recreation centers, new library, all of that. So now those things are moving. In the absence of what was supposed to happen with the other agencies there.
For one, I mean, wasn't there racetrack impact funds? Didn't you school me about this years ago?
So the Racetrack Impact Fund, just for your listeners so they can understand, the Racetrack Impact Fund was a fund that was established in 1972 and then at a tune of about $500,000 a year. So you can do that math. And then in 2007, when they passed Senate Bill 3 for the slots revenue, that's bringing slots back into the city. So everybody voted for it because nobody thought the slots were going to actually happen in the state of Maryland.
Slots did happen.
Slots did happen. So in 2007, when the first slot parlors opened in Rocky Gap and Prairieville, then we saw millions of dollars, to a tune now, a total of about $38 million that have come into Park Heights under the slots revenue or the video lottery term.
Where's the money?
So that money comes into an account that goes in housing, and it circumvents the comptroller's office. That money goes. So Joan Pratt didn't have anything to do with that. I want to make that clear. But that money goes into an account at housing, and that's where the money sits.
So the money is sitting in housing for 30 years?
No, this is the money, the slots money.
The slots money.
This is the slots money since 2010.
What about the racetrack impact money? What's being done with it?
So the racetrack, in 2013, Delegate Sandy Roseberg put a piece of legislation in that changed the financial equation for Park Heights. The Racetrack Impact Fund then was no longer used in the equation for Park Heights. It all became slots money. Not that there wasn't any Racetrack Impact Fund still accumulated, even to this day. Every year there's a Preakness. There's Racetrack Impact Funds generated from the races that are held at Preakness.
Where's the money go again?
At Pimlico.
The money goes to Pimlico. I thought the money was supposed to go to housing.
Right. For
Park Heights.
For the implementation of the Park Heights master plan.
But has anything been implemented?
Well, nothing's been built in Park Heights. There's a lot of stuff torn down there. And a lot of families been moved out.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to find out what happened to the money.
The money's still there. Up to $22 million of that money was supposed to be used for demolition.
So were they waiting on these black people to die?
In some cases, now let me go back. If you'll remember, during this time when we had this conversation about a decade ago.
Yeah.
Right, about a decade ago. There was funding that was supposed to go to, let's say for example, new housing in Park Heights, affordable housing in Park Heights.
Yeah.
Things never happened. And then there was the urban renewal plan that was done. That was attached to the Park Heights master plan. That was done in 2009. That was the final version was done in the park. And I'll tell you, if you tell your listeners, they can Google this. Right? They can Google it. Pull up the Park Heights urban renewal plan, and in there you'll see every house that they were to acquire, and in some cases demolish. But those are that you can count that list and see how many families were to be moved out of Park Heights.
Okay, last question, because I'm just really fed up now. The Preakness. Now, I hear all of this talk about new plans for Pimlico and all of that. I want to talk to you about those Black Caribbean restaurants all around the racetrack that when the Preakness happens, they are blocked from doing business.
Right.
Is that true?
Yes. So
they can't have parking?
Can't have parking.
Nobody can park in front of their...
The businesses in Park Heights don't necessarily... There's 646 businesses in Park Heights. None of them benefit.
That hold that community down throughout the year. And on Preakness, they benefit nothing.
None of them benefit from the revenue from the Preakness, or from the revenue, or from being able to generate their own revenue from the attendance at the Preakness. Most of that money goes downtown.
And see, in a city with a majority of Black elected officials, we're talking about Pimlico, which is right there in the heart of the Black community, on the edge of the Jewish community. You know, it's sickening.
Well,
okay.
Part of the misnomer that I always have to tell people is that when they talk about the Jewish community, they talk about the community above Northern Parkway. That community is actually 55% Black. It's mostly Jewish control.
Well, those Black people need to start speaking up. How can people get in touch with you, get more information?
They can get in touch with us. They can contact the New Park Heights Community Development Corporation at 443-550-1232 or 443-615-0549 or parkheightscdc@gmail.com.
Good deal. Will Hanna, thank you for your time. Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.